Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Adam and Chelsea face an unexpected challenge. Kane confesses to Lily, Daniel and Tessa establish ground rules, and Adam and Chelsea face an unexpected challenge in The Young and the Restless. Spoilers for Monday, October 27, 2025. Upcoming episodes of The Young and the Restless. Time to make a move. Eric Braeden. And Adam on The Young and the Restless. Image, JPI. Adam and Chelsea got on the same page when it came to taking down Kane, Billy Flynn, and Billy, despite Chelsea having sympathy for the latter. It's a good thing they're united these days because on Monday's show, they're going to face an unexpected challenge. Will a rival media company fire back at Newman Media and write a hit piece on Adam and Chelsea? After all, they might not want to talk about some of their past experiences. But, as long as Chelsea and Adam remain united, there's nothing they can't handle. Good for the soul. Kane and Lily on The Young and the Restless. Image, JPI. Kane managed to get an audience with Lily where he poured out his heart. She seemed to be more open to hearing what Kane was telling her. Perhaps a reunion between the two is not out of the question someday. Keep an eye out on Monday's show for Kane's confession to Lily. What else could he possibly have to say to her that he hasn't already said? Kane might be willing to come clean on what happened while he was away from Genoa City. Maybe he'll let Lily know that it wasn't just the storm that kept all his guests captive last summer at his chateau. It's a roll of the dice because while Lily appreciates honesty, she doesn't like deception. Ground rules. Daniel and Tessa on The Young and the Restless. Image, JPI. Well, it happened. Daniel and Tessa kissed last week. She'd had a bit too much to drink, was feeling vulnerable, and when Daniel was helping her up the stairs at the Genoa City Athletic Club, she went in for a smooch, and he responded. On Monday's show, watch for the two to establish some ground rules. We can imagine that Daniel and Tessa would like to keep their friendship and their guitar lessons going. But that can't go smoothly if there's an attraction while Tessa and Mariah's relationship is still so unsettled. The most recent fight between Billy and Adam has a ripple effect. According to The Young and the Restless spoilers, Billy Abbott doesn't like Adam Newman, which is why he can't control himself around him. Billy often throws punches, but he uses his fist to put Adam on the ground at Kane Ashby's Genoa City Athletic Club. Tensions between the three men referenced have increased as a result of the threat Kane represents. Ironically, Billy and Adam should call a truce so they can focus on defending their companies from the artificial intelligence weapon that Phyllis Summers stole and plans to use. Billy doesn't know Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, ordered Adam to release the Newman Media hit piece months ago. Adam delayed that launch, based on Chelsea Lawson's measured plea. Yet, she came to understand why that tactic was necessary, and Adam unleashed the smear. Adam Newman changed through the years. Michael Money arguably delivered some of the greatest performances as this character during his run from 2009 through 2014. That came during the period when Adam believed he accidentally hit Delia Abbott. Tracker's Justin Hartley became the next Adam, with his tenure lasting from 2014 to 2016. That was a pivotal time in this character's development. It came after the fiery car crash that Adam and Billy, then played by the late, great Billy Miller, were involved in, and resulted in Adam's extensive plastic surgery and face change. Time is subjective. It doesn't feel like it, but Grossman's run began in 2019, meaning he's been a part of the cast for 7 calendar years. He's been outstanding, blending the hardened version of Adam that Money was asked to portray and the softer version that was written for Hartley. Remembering that fatefully historic day. The genesis of Adam and Billy's problems dates to that fateful day when Billy stopped to get ice cream for a party. He left Delia and her dog, Dash, in the car and was only briefly gone. But Delia's life ended during those minutes. Billy has never been the same since. Her mother, Chloe Fisher, was naturally wrecked by the horror of losing her daughter. Adam had no idea that on that dark, lonely road outside of GC, he had apparently hit Delia with his car. But after realizing it, he remained silent till he and Chelsea's son Connor Newman could receive Delia's corneas via transplant. There was another car on the road when Delia was hit, leaving that daytime door open for a potential future revision. So, Adam may not be the villain. Will Billy Abbott ever mature? Billy Boy is the condescending nickname Victor applied to him during the Billy Miller era. The moustache applied that label because of Billy's behavior during his first marriage to Victoria Newman. The only grace Victor has ever shown Billy came during the storyline when Delia died. Even that was tied to Victor's protection of Adam. Thompson's performance as Billy, like Grossman's edition of Adam, is nuanced. Both characters project vulnerability and an inability to control their immature impulses. So, a better question might be if Billy and Adam will ever mature and not revert to their patterns of behavior. The ripple effect of their repeated clashes is notable, with those who care about both characters always being drawn into this seemingly endless battle. This site is a leading source for everything linked to The Young and the Restless. Check back regularly for Y&R spoilers and news. Kane's sincere confession to Lily, Adam and Chelsea's united front amid a new and unexpected challenge, and Daniel and Tessa's efforts to set emotional boundaries after a moment of vulnerability are the three intersecting arcs in the complex and ever-evolving world of The Young and the Restless in Monday's episode of October 27, 2025. Each storyline captures the essence of Genoa City's timeless narrative fabric: betrayal, forgiveness, redemption, and the cyclical nature of human frailty. The struggle for identity, the power of truth, and the constant tug-of-war between the mind and the heart are all reflected in these characters as they confront the ghosts of their pasts. Partners in the fire and ice, Adam and Chelsea. Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson are no strangers to turbulence. Their dynamic has always alternated between love and strategy, between pain and passion. Their rekindled alliance faces an unexpected test in this episode that could reveal not only their weaknesses but also the skeletons of their intertwined histories. A shared mission to outmaneuver Billy and Kane has recently united the two. Yet, despite their newfound alignment, the past still casts long shadows. The potential of a rival media company publishing a hit piece on them serves as a symbolic reminder that no one in Genoa City can ever truly escape their sins. The conflict that arises between Adam's ambition and his moral compass has always been central to the story. Once again, that balance is under siege. Chelsea's involvement adds an emotional layer. She has seen both the ruthless and redemptive sides of Adam, and her current alliance with him suggests a mixture of loyalty and self-preservation. The concept of a hit piece is more than just a plot device, it also represents their internal guilt being brought to the surface. It would merely reflect the reckoning that they both secretly dread if the media revealed their previous wrongdoings. At its core, their partnership is evidence of survival. Chelsea is one of the few who truly comprehends Adam's drive to be alone, despite the harsh judgments of the rest of Genoa City. Her empathy is not blind devotion, it's rooted in shared experience. They've both lost, lied, and loved in equal measure. Therefore, when the spoiler refers to an unexpected challenge, it suggests not only a crisis on the professional front but also an emotional test. Will Adam and Chelsea's unity withstand scrutiny from the outside without collapsing internally? History suggests that unity for them is both their greatest weapon and their most fragile illusion. Kane and Lily, the anatomy of a confession. In the meantime, Kane Ashby's confession to Lily Winters gives the episode an emotional depth that goes well with how hard Adam and Chelsea are fighting. Kane and Lily's relationship has been marked by love, betrayal, and a lingering sense of unfinished business. His decision to pour out his heart to her reveals a man who is seeking retribution or, perhaps, closure. For viewers, Kane's confession is more than a plot twist, it's a moment of catharsis that touches upon the young and the restless most enduring theme, that truth, though painful, is the only path toward healing. Lily's willingness to listen marks a significant shift in her character. Once emotionally closed off from Kane due to his past lies and infidelities, her openness signals that forgiveness, while not yet fully granted, might be on the horizon. Yet, the spoiler raises a crucial question: what else could Kane have to say that hasn't already been revealed? This uncertainty builds tension, suggesting that his confession might go beyond the romantic sphere. Could Kane be hiding a deeper secret about his time away from Genoa City, something connected to the mysterious storm and the chateau incident? If so, this revelation might not only test Lily's trust but redefine her understanding of who Kane has become. Kane's arc is a reflection of guilt's corrosive nature. While he often presents himself as composed, beneath that calm exterior lies a man haunted by the consequences of his own choices. His need to confess is less about absolution and more about reclaiming agency. For Lily, hearing him out is both an act of compassion and self-protection. She knows that unspoken truths have the power to destroy. As a result, their encounter becomes a microcosm of the enduring emotional truth of the young and the restless. Love cannot exist without honesty, but honesty frequently threatens to destroy love. Daniel and Tessa, the fragility of boundaries. The episode also brings a tender yet complicated subplot with Daniel Romalotti Jr. and Tessa Porter. After an unexpected kiss following a night of emotional vulnerability, both characters find themselves navigating murky waters. The decision to set ground rules reflects their mutual desire to preserve their friendship while confronting the undeniable attraction that has surfaced. Tessa's situation is further complicated by her ongoing relationship with Mariah Copeland, which remains uncertain and emotionally fragile. In many ways, Daniel and Tessa's storyline captures the modern complexity of relationships in the young and the restless. Unlike the overt betrayals and manipulations that define many of Genoa City's power players, this subplot operates in shades of grey. There are no villains here, only human beings struggling with intimacy, loyalty, and timing. Their kiss, though spontaneous, carries emotional weight. It blurs the lines between comfort and desire, friendship and romance, morality and impulse. It becomes both a metaphor and a survival strategy to establish ground rules. Daniel and Tessa are musicians, creators by nature, and this moment of emotional confusion parallels the creative process itself, messy, unplanned, and deeply revealing. Their decision to establish boundaries is not about repression but about respect. They understand that emotional honesty can coexist with restraint, and in doing so, their storyline becomes a study in emotional maturity, something rarely seen in Genoa City's more volatile relationships. Billy and Adam, a feud that refuses to die. No episode of The Young and the Restless would be complete without the combustible energy of Billy Abbott and Adam Newman's rivalry. Their latest altercation, one that leaves Adam on the floor at the Genoa City Athletic Club, is yet another reminder that old wounds never truly heal in this town. Billy's inability to control his rage around Adam stems from years of trauma, guilt, and misplaced blame. His hatred of Adam is not simply personal, it is existential. Adam represents everything Billy despises in himself: recklessness, guilt, and moral ambiguity. Their feud, which traces back to the tragic death of Billy's daughter Delia Abbott, remains one of the show's most defining storylines. Adam's belief that he accidentally hit Delia with his car changed both men forever. For Billy, it became an unending source of grief and resentment. For Adam, a burden of guilt that no amount of redemption could erase. But the spoiler reminds us that another car was there that night, which suggests that Adam's guilt might not be as total as it seemed at first. This ambiguity keeps the storyline alive, both literally and emotionally, allowing the writers to explore themes of fate, forgiveness, and human fallibility. The irony of Billy and Adam's current tension lies in their mutual need for control. Both men are driven by a desperate desire to assert moral superiority over the other, yet both consistently fail to rise above their impulses. Their physical altercations, symbolic manifestations of their inner turmoil, underscore the tragedy of their parallel existences. Each sees in the other a distorted reflection of himself. Their rivalry will continue to poison not only their lives but the lives of everyone around them unless they accept that truth. Kane's confession and the ripple effect. Kane's confession, while deeply personal, also intersects with the broader narrative tension between Newman Media, Chancellor Winters, and the ongoing battle for corporate dominance. If Kane reveals something that implicates Adam or Billy, the personal quickly becomes political. Genoa City thrives on such entanglements, where private sins become public scandals, and redemption always comes at a cost. As a result, Lily's reaction may have repercussions that go beyond their relationship and may have an impact on family ties and business alliances. The episode's subtext, confession, revelation, and consequence resonates across all three storylines. Adam and Chelsea face exposure, Kane seeks to expose himself, Daniel and Tessa expose their feelings. The thematic symmetry suggests a larger narrative design. The truth, however uncomfortable, is inevitable. Who will survive it is the real question. Character evolution and legacy. The Young and the Restless ability to evolve characters while maintaining continuity is one of its most fascinating aspects. Adam Newman's character, for example, has undergone several transformations through multiple actors, from Michael Money's tormented anti-hero to Justin Hartley's introspective romantic, and now Mark Grossman's balanced portrayal of complexity and restraint. Each iteration reflects the changing tone of the series and the evolving expectations of its audience. In Grossman's version, Adam embodies both the cunning of his earlier incarnations and the vulnerability that humanizes him. As a result, his current struggle with Billy feels less like a repetition and more like a retribution. In a similar vein, Jason Thompson's portrayal of Billy Abbott has enhanced the psychological state of the character. Where earlier versions emphasized Billy's charm and recklessness, Thompson's performance explores his trauma and self-loathing. His feud with Adam is not just about revenge but about the impossibility of forgiving himself. Both men are prisoners of their pasts, and every confrontation between them becomes a tragic ritual, an exorcism that never works. Themes of redemption, forgiveness, and fate. This episode is primarily about the price of redemption. Every character, Adam, Chelsea, Kane, Lily, Daniel, Tessa, and Billy, is seeking some form of cleansing, whether through truth, partnership, or self-control. Yet, in true Young and the Restless fashion, redemption never comes easy. The present is shaped by the past, which is more than just a memory. From Delia's tragic death to the storm that engulfed Kane's guests, fate always plays a significant role. Genoa City is a place where fate and choice are intertwined, and every choice has an impact that lasts for years. The recurring motif of confession throughout the episode serves as a moral touchstone. In a world where deceit is currency, confession becomes both rebellion and redemption. For Adam, confession is dangerous. For Kane, it is necessary. For Daniel and Tessa, it is intimate. Each character confronts a version of truth, and in doing so, the episode reaffirms the show's belief that self-awareness, no matter how painful, is the first step toward peace.